Welcome back, Fun Fam! And if you're brand new to the channel, welcome in to Follow the Bradley's Fun. This is the Daily Dish with me, your host, yours truly, Ron E. Bradley. And I hope that wherever you are, you're having a phenomenal day, morning, afternoon, evening, middle of the night, tomorrow when you're watching it on the replay, whatever it is. I hope you are having a phenomenal day. As of today, speaking of the date, it is the 27th day of the month of June. We are flying through June, almost done 2025. It's almost hard to believe it. Wow, just going by so fast. Although, to be fair, if there's any month that I don't mind getting over with, it's June. June is not, June used to be such a pleasant month, right? Where all we used to think about were weddings and, traditional, husband and wife, male and female, the way God intends. And the only way God intends. I'm going to stand up for that. So some people might not like that, but, hey, who am I to argue with God? Nobody. I'm going to tell you nobody. I'm nobody. So not to argue with them. I will do my best to be obedient, and I will fall short, as we all do, but that is a whole nother discussion. How's everybody doing out there today? Yes, Jeremy says truth. Yes, and the thing about eternal truth is you can't get around it, and it is what it is, so what else are you going to do? So many people spend so much of their life and their time trying to fight eternal truth. Why would you do that? What a waste. You've got a short period of mortality, and that's it. Who am I? 24601. Okay, yeah, that's a little loud for this morning. Love the reference though. I know that song so well because starting with high school and then going into college, I learned that song, and that was that song in particular. That song in particular by Jean Valjean is one that I worked on a lot with a vocal coach in college. He thinks that man is me. He knew him at a glance. The stranger he has found. This man could be my chance. Why should I save his hide? Why should I right this wrong when I have come so far and I have struggled for so long? If I speak, I am condemned. If I stay silent, I am damned. I am the master of hundreds of workers. They all look to me. Can I abandon them? How would they live if I am not free? Yeah, yes. He gave me hope when hope was gone. He gave me strength to carry on. Yes, indeed. What a great movie. It's one of the best roles that's ever come out of Broadway. Fantastic role. Jean Valjean. Yes, indeed. Guys, thank you so much for being here this morning. I want to say hi to everybody that's coming in because, as you know, you give me the strength, the energy, the excitement to be here. You're my gigawatts. You're my energy. You're the energon to my transformer, my Decepticon, my Autobot.
A toast.
A toast. Yes, a toast indeed, because you are the energon that gets this guy to transform and roll out of bed in the morning to be here with you.
A toast. Autobots. Boy, these are good. I needed to refuel. Energy. This stuff's the greatest.
This stuff is the greatest. Hey, cheers. Let's toast everybody to your bebop and rock steady. Yes, indeed. Oh, my goodness gracious. I see so many friendly, fun, smiling faces coming through the door. And we are just about to say hi to everybody once I make sure that my assets are ready to go. Yes, indeed. So, you're drinking hazelnut. I am not. I'm just drinking my Energon, my Energize. Okay, Jeremy Heath. Did you guys notice in the chat how like the chat is not coming up as your names today? Who noticed that in the chat? Like it's coming up with your ats instead of the names, that like the channel name. It's really weird, which I don't necessarily like, because not everybody wants to have their ats that way, but there it is. I can't do anything about that. That's a YouTube thing. YouTube does weird things sometimes. It changes things. It shows up. Anyway, Jeremy Heath is in the house, first to come in the door and knock. He says hello this morning. Kathleen Fantazi is here this morning. Good morning. That's my mom, by the way. Hi, Mom. Good morning, everyone from Dan's Life at the Kingdom. Yes, the heart of the Magic Kingdom will be destroyed. Welcome to the Tragic Kingdom. I don't even know that we're going to be able to call it a kingdom anymore. But Jeremy says hi to Kathleen and Dan. Just Nita is in the house. What is up, Nita? Good to see you as always. Good to have you here and in the chat. You make my day brighter. Fairbricks Studio is also here. Good morning, Fairbricks. Congratulations. What do you have, like 7.5, 8 million views on the channel now? Fairbricks is growing by leaps and bounds. Very, very exciting stuff. Andy W., good morning, Fun Fam. Happy Friday, and happy Friday to you, Andy W. And Pam Emson. Hello, Rod and chat. Have a happy Friday. Very good. From across the pond, Dan, Pam Emson comes in, and then Dan's Life, and then Andy, and then Stuttering Guitarist. Good morning, gang. Good morning, Guitarist. Good to see you. The Bud Files are here. Sue, good to see you guys. Avarice Carmageddon is in the house. And yes, I will. I absolutely will. I don't, we have very little time on this planet in mortality. Okay. It's not, I do not like YOLO because it's not true. It's you. Yeah, I mean, yeah, it kind of is, but it's kind of also not. You when you only live once, yes, but you live forever, and you can't do anything about it. You can try to stop it, but that won't work because you are going to exist in one form or another for eternity. The question is, where do you get to spend it? And that is partially up to you. So yeah, and so since we have a small amount of time in mortality, which I always say you're only mortal once, then we should probably try and do the best with it and overcome anything that we can, that we need to, because even in mortality, overcoming makes you a much happier, much more centered person. Not easy to do, but we also have help. Jean Valjean gave me hope when hope was gone. Empty chairs and empty tables. Oh yes, it's an interesting. There's a lot of depressing stuff in there, but it's also gives you hope, and I think that's kind of the whole point of Les Miserables. At the end, it's to give you hope. Bebop and Rocksteady. Yes, 91, whatever that is. There's an L, an S, an X, and RS. Are they really closing the Tiki Room to cool into a DVD? I have not heard that. I don't know if that might be true at Disneyland. I don't think it's true at Disney World. I haven't heard that they're doing that, because the reason it wouldn't make sense, there's literally a Disney Lounge right around the corner now. So you have the Tiki Room, and if you go from the Tiki Room, if I were to turn right and go through that little alcove there and then turn right again, the DVC Lounge is right there. So closing the Tiki Room for DVC for a cool off spot wouldn't make zero sense at the Magic Kingdom. I can't imagine that they're doing that. The Canadian Family Life is in the house. Didn't want to miss you. And energy cannot be created or destroyed except by the big guy who created it. Yes, that is true. Disney World is handing the victory to Universal Studios. Oh no, you don't like Les Mis? It is, and you're a theater person. Why don't you like Les Mis, Just Nita? Is it the songs? I have a personal thing with Les Mis because one of the original Jean Valjeans on Broadway is somebody that I became acquainted with in college because we went to the same university. As a matter of fact, the same university as Jodie Benson, who played Ariel, the voice of Ariel, the Little Mermaid, in the original 1989 Walt Disney classic animated film. Yeah, no, Tiki Room is opening back up at Disneyland. Okay, so yeah. Again, I had not heard anything about the Tiki Room becoming any of that kind of stuff. Anyway, I want to thank you guys for coming in here. We have a goal on the screen. If you look, we have a goal. The goal is 5 super chats. Now, let me talk about the goal for a little bit with the 5 super chats. If we get the goal today, that it would be 99 cents and up. That is a donation to the channel. You can do it through super chat. If we get that goal today, we are going to go live later on in the day from a park, and I'll let you guys pick which one. Although maybe I will. I'm leaning towards Magic Kingdom because I got to get there at least one more time on Tom Sawyer's Island before they close it down and destroy it. So I would love for you guys to send me there. It's up to you. And here's what I'm going to do. If anybody becomes a member of the channel or any memberships or dropped, I'm also going to count them towards the goal today. Even though YouTube won't, I will. It's always good to get the goal because when you do that, goes into the it tells the YouTube algorithm to send the show out to more people. So it's one of the reasons we do it. It's just one of those YouTube things. And of course, do not donate anything if you cannot afford it, because I would not want that. Don't want to put anybody in that position. But if you can, great, and we appreciate everything. And we will, of course, highlight that super chat up on the screen. Absolutely for you guys. And of course, any super chats, super thanks, super stickers, PayPal, buy me a coffee. Anybody buy something from my spread shop during the show, which I'll put on the channel in just a second. Any of those types of things, we're going to celebrate that. And we want you to celebrate along with us. We love a good celebration on this channel. So when we do celebrate, we want you to throw down custom, if you're a member of the channel, throw down custom emojis. And if you're not a member of the channel, fireworks emojis, celebration emojis of any kind. And let's practice together, shall we? I will show you exactly what a celebration is going to look like, a little snippet of one, and we can practice throwing out those fun emojis right now. Let's do it together. Let's celebrate.
Is it too much? Too much. It's the birthday.
Oh, this is just the best of us. I didn't see custom emojis. Oh, there we go. Andy W's got some going on. Good. Now I was going to have to celebrate again. Guys, this is our spread shop. It is welcome to follow the Bradley's Fun. We have several things on there. I need to get some new things out. I want to put some like patriotic merchandise on the spread shop. So Go USA and America First and that kind of thing. I think that'd be fun because we are very much America First here because, well, this is the land of opportunity and there's no other place like it. So we have our Make Disney Walt Again merchandise, which after the Rivers of America are gone would be almost impossible to do, but we're going to keep it out there. We've got our Fedora Finds merchandise for all the Bradley Fun. There's the fedora. Finding under the fedora. And our, of course, our family merch with the family avatar logo. Follow the Bradley's Fun. And we also have, I believe, a sale going on in the shop. It is 20% off of everything right now. I'm gonna update it. There's only 4 days left, so it's between now and the end of the month. And there are 4 days left. You can get 20% off right now of anything that you purchase in the spread shop. So anybody buys anything from the spread shop, let me know in the chat and we will celebrate that as well as any of the other stuff. So, and there we go. Oh, wait. Andy W comes in with 1 out of 5 right here. And she says, let's get the party started. Thank you, Andy W, for the support. Oh my gosh, I can't even talk. I'm so sorry, Andy. Let's get a celebration going for you. Let's do, Andy, I hope you don't mind. If you want the other one later, we're going to do it. But I think just because I know somebody that's in the chat right now that loves this one, and we're going to do, the one that I know probably upsets some people. Maybe not anybody here that's in the chat, but it's probably if they're popping onto the show and they see this, they're gonna be like, oh no, I'm gonna turn it off. At the risk of being canceled, we're gonna do this fun celebration that we haven't done in a while, but it's close to the 4th, and I think it deserves it. Yes, the best. Pam says the best celebration. And Avarice Carmageddon is up here reading my mind over here. Look at this. Where is it at? I saw her put it up. There you go. Avarice Carmageddon, read my mind right here. Did you see the plan for the show before we started the day or what? Avarice Carmageddon, because we are about to get to that very thing. Yes, indeed. Ohana means family, and family means Stitch getting another movie. Yes, indeed. Stitch is getting another movie. Lilo and Stitch, the live action, has done so well at the box office that Lilo and Stitch 2 will be coming soon to a theater near you. Well, I don't know about how soon, but it has been green lit, and let us do this. We want to get this story on the screen. This is out of thatparkplace.com. Bookmark it if you haven't bookmarked it yet. You're going to want to bookmark it for all the news that should be fun out of thatparkplace.com and by our good friend Marvin Montanaro, who is now shown his face on the screen. Yes, indeed. Lilo and Stitch 2 officially announced as Disney doubles down on remakes and sequels. Because, well, what else are they going to do? What are they going to do? Another Elio? Lilo and Stitch 2 is officially happening. Disney has officially announced a sequel to its live-action Lilo and Stitch remake, and if you're surprised, well, you haven't been paying attention. Yeah, the news dropped Thursday, June 26th, intentionally timed to 626 Day, a nod to Stitch's designation as Experiment 626. The studio used the date as a promotional gimmick, releasing a teaser graphic confirming that Lilo and Stitch 2 is now in active development. No cast, no director, no plot, just enough to say, see you again. Oh, too fast. And the decision more than makes sense. The first movie may have fallen just shy of the $1 billion mark, but it didn't have to hit it. My thought is they're just going to leave it in the theaters until it does. Last I saw it was like at $915 million worldwide, with 85 million to go. Can they do it? I think if they leave it in theaters for the next 3 months, yeah, they'll hit it. I predicted it lower than anybody else, I think, on the pro show. I predicted it at 115 million. No, not 1.15 billion. But which was lower than other people. But yeah, it kind of fell apart when news got out that the ending just just kind of missed the mark for some people. I was perfectly okay with the ending, but for other people, it really missed the mark. And I understand why those thoughts exist. It's just that I myself was not, I love Stitch, but I wasn't a fan of the original Lilo and Stitch movie. Something about the way they drew the animation just throws me off. I don't know, but I love this little girl in the remake. So the first movie may have fallen just shy of $1 billion mark, but it didn't have to hit it. With a reported production budget of only $100 million, Disney's modernized Lilo and Stitch remake has pulled in a staggering 923. Oh, there it is. It's updated. $923 million worldwide. Most Hollywood blockbusters would kill for that kind of return. And in an era where Disney's original films are floundering, this kind of near perfect profit ratio made a sequel all but guaranteed, of course. Yes, in this case, they probably had less than a $200 million total spend, even with their ad spend. So they only had to make about 400 million worldwide to break even, which means they've made at least $500 million not $500 million in profit, but at least $250 million in profit. Which is a very decent amount of return on this. So originally envisioned as a Disney Plus exclusive, the film was quietly upgraded to a theatrical release after internal screenings reportedly exceeded expectations. In other words, Disney didn't believe in it enough to go theatrical until the numbers started looking good. But they apparently believed in Snow White. Oh, golly. Yeah, I'm guessing that Lilo and Stitch, even though it breaks up the family at the end, it didn't have quite the message that they might have wanted in a strong enough way. Anyway, from there, the marketing machine kicked into high gear and carried the quirky little alien all the way to the international box office. Directed by Dean Fleischer, Camp Marcel the Shell with shoes on, and written by Chris Cacaniocolani. Can I just say it? Chris Cacaniocolani Bright. Wow, that's hard to say. Boy, you got to really break that one down. And Mike Van Ways. The film starred newcomer Maya Kealoha as Lilo. Stitch, of course, was fully CG, and once again, voiced by Chris Sanders. Zach Galifianakis and Billy Magnuson rounded out the cast as human disguised alien agents hunting the genetically engineered menace turned pet. Despite the strong financial showing, Thursday's announcement was light on substance. No names were attached, no story details revealed, and no indication given whether the first film's cast or crew will return. But when you're Disney 2025, none of that really matters. Familiar IP does the heavy lifting. Stitch, a blue alien with maximum merchandise appeal, is the plan. Stitch loves Lilo. Stitch bad. The sequel announcement also lands against the backdrop of another rough summer for Disney's original content. Pixar's Elio just posted the lowest opening weekend in the studio's history at 21 million. Meanwhile, other legacy projects like Snow White, Mufasa, and Moana continue to attract more headlines for controversy than creativity. What Disney learned from Lilo and Stitch isn't that audiences crave quality. It's that nostalgia, clever branding, and a modest budget are enough to win the box office game, especially when the alternative is sinking $200 million into an original story that struggles to earn back half that. While critics continue to sound alarms over the creative stagnation at Disney, the studio's current leadership seems to have embraced its new identity with safer bets, fewer risks, and sequels to remakes of movies that already had direct-to-video sequels. It's all part of the brand now. It's too. There's a lot of direct-to-video sequels for the original Lilo and Stitch. Remember that? Oh my goodness gracious. Well, yeah, that's Lilo and Stitch for you. It was fairly obvious that Lilo and Stitch 2 was coming. What do you guys think about it? Let me know down below in the comments. Are you ready for Lilo and Stitch 2? What do you think is going to happen? Here's my thought. My thought is Nani has graduated at this point in time, and she graduated quickly so that she could be back and very quick, because they need to rectify the end. So in order to rectify the end of the live action Lilo and Stitch, Nani has to get back, and the whole thing is about her getting custody of Lilo. It has to be. That's my thought. What are your thoughts? Let me know down in the comments below before you go out the door. Thank you for coming in. Let me see what we got over here, because I believe we have Stuttering Guitarist for number 2 out of 5. You've given me a chance to have fun again. Well, I appreciate that. I think we still got on the channel your that special that we did with you. Anyhow, we've got to celebrate that, and as well as Andy W. And I think that one deserves a let's do a Wookiee dance. There's our celebration. I feel like we've gotten behind, which happens. Just Nita, I love this comment. Elio was odd and felt choppy. Is it Elio or is it Elio? I pronounce it Elio. Just like I'm saying the letters Leo. Felt choppy, like too many chiefs, not enough Indians, like they could not agree on plot. There's a trailer that came out. I want to say 3 years ago for Elio, at least 2 years ago, if not 3 years ago. And it looked really, really different than the later trailers. And I'm guessing that it's probably still up on YouTube. You can see it. But in the original plot, I don't think Elio wanted to get taken. And it was basically just, they probably thought, oh my gosh, this is, mimics human trafficking too much because he's getting kidnapped. And I don't know if I haven't seen Elio, but I do remember them mistaking him as being the leader of Earth or of Earth or whatever. And I don't know exactly what was going to happen in the original. For me, there just wasn't enough interest. I know Xander still wants to go see it. I don't know if we'll go see it in the movie theater or not, but I don't know. Anyway, we are 2 out of 5 on the goal. So if we get 3 more, you guys tell me. Well, that will basically be you guys telling me that you want me to go live later on today. Let's hope that I can. I'm getting some messages here. I hate having to check these, but they might be important. Which one is this? Okay. Okay. That too. All right. I finished checking those. Mr. Fulton Mraz has come in. Sorry about that, folks. Sometimes you got personal stuff, especially this time in the morning. I'm coughing. Oh, man. Clear my throat here. Morning, everyone. I've been dealing with knee pains, and I am going to be having knee surgery on Monday, July 15th. Keep me in your prayers. And on July 1st, my 1-year anniversary of my bike. Well, we all will be praying for you, Mr. Fulton Mraz. Thank you so much for letting us know. And everybody send Mr. Fulton Mraz prayers. There's another story that I wanted to get to before the last one. Oh, God. I don't like this. I don't like this at all. This is what I would call. Oh, are you talking about me? Or are you talking about Pedro Pascal? Because we're about to talk about Pedro Pascal. I just haven't shaved. Honestly, I probably will soon. But usually what will happen, Nita, is I will shave, and then I will keep my clean shaven face for like a week of using the electric, and then and if I go 3 or 4 days without using the electric, I'm like, oh, now I got a real shave again. And I have an incredibly sensitive skin. So when it comes to real shaving, it's something that I do not like to do at all because it's painful for me. I have very, very sensitive skin. And because it's painful, once the growth gets out 3 or 4 days, I'm like, I'm just not going to do it until I absolutely have to again. So it's usually 2 or 3 or 4 weeks go by after that, and I just let it grow out. I could never really grow a good full beard. When I was doing the show, Joseph and the Amazing Technicolor Dreamcoat, I actually had to fill it in with makeup to make it look good and full. And I hated that, but I actually had to wear that beard for a year. And it was a pain in the butt. I did not like doing it. We've got Mr. Fulton Mraz comes in. Oh no, your bike accident was a year ago. My goodness. Well, I am glad it's been a year since the bike accident, and I'm not celebrating the accident, but what I am celebrating is that it has been a year, and how do we celebrate something like that? Well, let's celebrate it with this. This wasn't really a dance clip. This is just my funny clip of what happens when you end up at the wrong park.
So I think what happened is I went to Epcot. You can go around the whole world, and I had a couple in the Germany section, and I thought I went to China. Anyway, I'm a knucklehead. But I'm sure this guy has some things he'd want to, back out of as well.
There's probably always something I'd like to back out of. I don't know. But I will not be backing out of the next story. We definitely are celebrating Hero. healing. Sorry, celebrating healing. Done Joseph in the Amazing Technicolor Jump Cut. Okay, so Pam, sing it with me. It was red and yellow and green and blue and scarlet and black and ochre and peach. Anyway, yeah. The funny thing is, once you know the colors from Joseph and the Amazing Technicolor Dreamcoat, you never forget them. It was red and yellow and green and black and scarlet. No, red and yellow and green and brown and scarlet and black and ochre and peach and ruby and olive and violet and fawn and lilac and gold and chocolate and mauve, cream and crimson and silver and rose, azure and lemon and russet and gray, purple and white and pink and orange and blue. Did you do it? Did you do it, Pam? Did you go through it with me? Got to run, guys. Stay safe. Thank you. Thank you so much for the super, and thank you for your support, Stuttering Guitarist. We will see you real soon. But with that, we have to get the next story up on the channel. And I'm sorry, guys. I don't know that I would call this good news, but we will handle it the best we can.
I have news.
What type of news is it?
Well, to be perfectly frank, it's bad.
Maybe if you tell me the bad news in a good way, it won't sound so bad.
The bad news in a good way. Yes, I can do that. Well, here goes. Wait till you hear this.
Bad news in a good way. Well, we will do our best. Hollywood director claims Pedro Pascal is what we want in masculinity. Oh, Tom is here. What is up, Tom F? Good to see you. This is. What is this about? What is this about? Hollywood director claims Pedro Pascal, the summer sizzle boy, is what we want in masculinity. How did we get here? This is by Marvin Montanero. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Look at Pedro in his lovely little garb around his neck, and just the firm holding of the microphone right next to his mouth like that. That is the figure of masculinity that we all want in Hollywood today. This story right here, like, I miss dudes being dudes and chicks being chicks, and there's no disparagement among either. When a guy is a guy and a gal is a gal, a lady is a lady and a lord is a lord. Man, what happened to those times? Ladies and gentlemen, moms and dads, children of all ages. Can we just get back to that? Can we get back to where we honored the gender you're born with? Please? Filmmaker Spike Jonze recently declared that Pedro Pascal is, quote, what we want in masculinity, end quote. That statement isn't just a compliment from a director to an actor. It's a declaration of Hollywood's new agenda. The traditional male archetypes that once defined the big screen, that would be like John Wayne, Chuck Norris, Stallone, and Schwarzenegger. John Wayne. I don't really do a Chuck Norris. Stallone and Schwarzenegger, they've been traded in for thigh-high boots, designer crop tops, and tear-streaked monologues about personal trauma. Pedro Pascal didn't just happen to become famous. He was chosen, propped up, marketed, and now he's the face of a cultural overhaul. Dare I say, in my personal opinion, a more wrong face could not have been chosen had they tried. From warrior to wardrobe, Jonze's praise comes at a time when Pascal's image has become inseparable from his fashion statements. Whether it's Saint Laurent thigh-high boots on the red carpet, a lipstick red Valentino suit at the Met Gala, or pantsless Prada spread in Vanity Fair, the message is clear. Masculinity isn't about strength in Hollywood. It's about style. Not the right kind of style. Oh boy. It's about presentation over protection and flamboyance over fortitude. Who was that pianist back in the day? Liberace. Was Liberace ever considered to be particularly masculine? This isn't a natural evolution. It's a deliberate manufactured shift designed to rewire cultural expectations. And Pedro Pascal is the delivery system. Dare I say, I don't think it's going to work. The currency of fragility. Pascal is not portrayed as a strong man. He's sold as a fragile one. The media swoons over how he cries easily. He laughs loudly, and his insides are on his outsides. Ooh, that's gross. That's not a picture I want to see. This is now considered aspirational. His masculinity is not something you can rely on, but something you're meant to comfort. Ew. In viral clips, he throws his body around dancing to Devo's Whip It, grinning and flailing with exaggerated energy on stage at the SNL 50th concert. Another viral moment where fans fawned over his emotional openness and playful femininity. He's seen at the Last of Us rap party licking rainbow-colored props and dancing about while fans cheer. In photo shoots, he strips down to underwear, and when fans obsessively call him Daddy, he responds on camera by saying, yeah, I'm your cool, I don't even know what that word is, daddy. This is Hollywood's redefinition of masculinity in a single sentence. Affection as identity. Pascal's image is drenched in performative intimacy. His frequent public cuddling with Oscar Isaac, hand-holding with Vanessa Kirby, Comic-Con, emotionally charged interviews are all part of the script. The point is, men can be emotional. Yeah, they can. There's nothing wrong with that. The point here is, however, that this is now the only form of masculinity the industry allows is feminized. If you aren't emotionally naked, politically charged, and willing to wear thigh highs, you are not welcome. Political alignment required. Of course, Pascal's rise isn't just about fashion or feelings. It's about his message discipline. He proudly posts about Gaza. He wears activist slogans. He associates half the country with evil regimes of the past, while Gina Carano, his Mandalorian co-star, got fired for much, much, much less. He called he bullied J.K. Rowling by calling her, an abuse survivor, a heinous loser for standing up for women's spaces. That wasn't a lapse in judgment. It was a flaccid declaration that he's on the right side of Hollywood's culture war, Hollywood is on the wrong side of everybody's culture war. And because of that, the rules don't apply to him. He can mock, insult, and condescend, and it's spun as charming. The same behavior would destroy a traditional actor's career. Again, Gina Carano, anyone? Praise when it comes wrapped in the right politics. Conclusion: Pedro Pascal is a manufactured masculinity. Well, it's really femininity, but Pedro Pascal isn't redefining masculinity. It's what the industry has chosen to replace it with. The days of protector, stoic, strong male lead are being scrubbed from the screen. In their place, we get vulnerability as fashion, submissiveness as strength, and carefully curated male fragility wrapped in designer brands. Spike John says, this is what we want in masculinity. No, Spike, it's what you want us to accept. And we, the people, do not accept that as masculinity. What do you guys think in the chat? Do you guys think this is masculine? Or do you guys think this is, like me, maybe not so much? SNL is a pink Purdue show these days, says Jeremy Heath. Pam says, I don't have handles. I'm only 8 stone, 6 pounds. I don't know what that means. So 8 stone, 6 pounds. Just Nita says, I'll take a huge helping of toxic masculinity, please. Yeah, whatever happened to the days when women wanted their men on screen to be masculine, and women even wanted their women to be feminine on screen? They were cool with that. Yes, yeah, I'm aware of this. Probably, I may eventually cover that story, Avarice. Not today because I've got to get closer to home, unfortunately. But yeah, no to Pedro, no to Pedro, and yeah. Oh boy, I tell you what. Excuse me. that went away. I love a great strong man in a movie. You know, I think this is why Tom Cruise is still out there and he still does well with his movies. I don't know that they make back the budget. I still see, you know, it's funny. I wouldn't say if they wanted a more calm version of masculinity, I'd go with Keanu Reeves. But there's just so many better examples out there. As a little girl, I loved John Wayne. Well, hello, Pilgrim. How you doing today? Yeah, you got to go back to the old movies for masculine and feminine. You know, one of the movies that they canceled, which is really sad, Gone with the Wind. Nobody brings that out anymore. And I like Gone with the Wind because George Reeves is in it. My childhood Superman. So, Just Nita says, no way is he masculine. He looks like he would not be protective of his wife and children. He would just simper and whine and melt while his wife and children got hurt. Women got hurt. Women love men. Yeah. So I would say, if you're talking about Pedro, I don't think that's my thought. I don't know. I don't think he has. I don't think he has a wife and kids, and I believe he's in his late 40s. So I don't see that as happening. And maybe that's the thing. You know, we got away from showing. Even back in the 90s, we had our great dads from the 90s, like the guy on Family Matters, and there are a lot of other great dads, and we don't get great dads anymore. It's maybe there was a generation of people that while we were showing great dads didn't have great dads in real life, and now they're in Hollywood and they're trying to. I don't know. I don't really get it. I really don't get it. You would think that if you didn't have a great dad, you want a great dad, put that on the screen and put that out there. Yes, Keanu is gentle, but also strong and masculine. Absolutely, he is. What's the Watch the movie Fountainhead, the most masculine and feminine actors, and it sizzles. Does it summer sizzle? It's time for that summer sizzle. Okay, we're not going to do summer sizzle, but we are going to do one more story, and this story might be I tell you what, it's how do I put this? Let me put it this way. Disney says to their patrons, "Hey patrons, we'd like to destroy the rivers of America. What do you like this idea?" And the patrons say back to Disney,
No, God! No, God, please, no! 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 No!
and Disney doesn't really care. Disney here is Bob Iger looking at the response from fans and going,
Right.
because he doesn't care. Bob Iger doesn't care. So we've got yet one more piece of not so great news.
I have news.
What type of news is it?
Well, to be perfectly frank, it's bad.
Maybe if you tell me the bad news in a good way, it won't sound so bad.
The bad news in a good way. Yes, I can do that. Oh, well, here goes. Wait till you hear this.
Bad news in a good way. Yes, it's a shame. They're destroying what's left of traditional families, strong dads, brave, caring moms, just downsized casting. Yeah, exactly, Jessica. It's so weird. It's so interesting. But we have this last story to get to, and I don't want to. I would love. You can't stay in denial of what's happening. That doesn't help anybody at all. And so we have to face what's happening. I will say this: with what is happening right now at Walt Disney World, I'm really, really glad that Universal has given us Epic Universe and that they're adding to Epic Universe. So I have said this before. With Epic Universe in play, you Universal Vacation, if you include SeaWorld, and if you even want to include SeaWorld's water park, let's say that you include SeaWorld and SeaWorld's water park in your vacation. You can take a Disney vacation at Universal now that is basically the equivalent of anything you could do at Disney. What I mean by that is SeaWorld is an animal-based theme park, just like Animal Kingdom is an animal-based theme park. So with SeaWorld in the mix and also within the geographic footprint where it's small enough to do this, you can take a vacation and have 4 parks: SeaWorld, Universal Studios Orlando, Islands of Adventure, and Epic Universe, 4 parks, and 2 water parks in Volcano Bay and Aquatica, SeaWorld Aquatica. So with SeaWorld and Aquatica and Universal, you can take an equivalent vacation to the 4 parks and 2 water parks at Disney and have all of your vacation have no Disney whatsoever. So if you're coming here from afar, I would probably suggest people doing that because I think that they'll have a better time, honestly. What did Nita say here? Nita, Iger cares more about his name being spelled correctly on his building when it should be spelled ogre. Yeah, I would suggest that you're probably right. So for the first time in forever, we are thinking about half Vacation Universal, half Disney. For my whole life, that has never been my thought. You know what? I mean, at this point in time, with Epic and Universal and Islands, you could actually skip Disney. You really could. Hey, Native Hawaiian Noah, good to see you in the chat. Good to see you here, brother. I appreciate that. Checking in from the road. If you're on the way here, let me know when you get here because I want to meet up. Yeah, I don't like that either. I commented that on the beginning, and it's kind of weird. Yeah, it's hard to tag people. Very hard. Anyhow, guys, the last story of the day. I will also let me get this story in real quick, and we will be covering this same story later on Morning Magic Extra Hours at 11 o'clock. So I'll be there as well to help cover this even more there, because I don't know where they're covering this story out of there. I'm going to be covering it out of Mickey Blog here, so we'll see this. But the story's all over the place. It's the final nail in the coffin of Walt Disney's Magic Kingdom legacy. Tom Sawyer's Island is about to be destroyed. The permit has been filed and approved for Tom Sawyer's Island's demolition at the Magic Kingdom. This was the place, this was the thing at the Magic Kingdom that Walt Disney himself designed. And Bob Iger and company want to kill it. They want to get rid of anything that is very, very Walt, right? So yeah, it's here it is. And I will put this one on the screen. This is out of mickeyblog.com. Mickey Blog does a really good job of covering the stories like this. Disney files a permit for the demolition of Tom Sawyer Island. This is by Justin Hermes. There is a beautiful picture of Tom Sawyer's, the deck to get on the Tom Sawyer's Island, the Liberty Bell in the background. In just a few weeks, Magic Kingdom will undergo the biggest change in park history when Tom Sawyer Island and the Rivers of America close. For over 50 years, the Rivers of America have served as the heart and, dare I say, the soul of Magic Kingdom, setting the stage for the immersive environments and attractions in Frontierland and Liberty Square. Over that time, the sound of the Liberty Square riverboat and the looming sights of Tom Sawyer Island have become synonymous with Walt Disney World and provide the backdrop for many of guests' most cherished memories. Imagine how many proposals have taken place with that as the backdrop. It's staggering. Unfortunately, all good things must come to an end. That is not necessarily true, but that's what he writes as a transition. And both Liberty Square Riverboat, which is, by the way, called the Liberty Bell, and Tom Sawyer Island will close on July 7th to make way for the new Cars-themed Piston Peak. And there's a picture of Piston Peak. Since the project was announced at last year's G23, the Ultimate Disney Fan event, construction has been contained to backstage areas. Soon, however, that will change. Disney files permit for the demolition of Tom Sawyer Island today. Disney filed a permit for the demolition of Tom Sawyer Island. The new notice of commencement calls for demolition, infrastructure preparation, and utility modifications. And there is a Tom Sawyer written welcome to his island. The work has been assigned to North Star Construction Group. Now it's time to say goodbye to all our company. As crazy as it seems, in just a few weeks, Tom Sawyer Island and the Liberty Bell will be part of Disney history. So if you want to go one more adventure, head over to the Rivers of America while you can. On July 7th, everything will change as always. Be sure to check back with Mickey Blog. Yeah, so if that is a short notice, of course, that's all they have written up on that. And I am sure Marvin will probably have some things to say about that on That Park Place coming up. I'm highlighting it simply to give my 2 cents on this whole thing. And yeah, 2 cents is not a lot. Speaking of 2 cents, we do have 3 more super chats to go. 99 cents only if you want to get them in and get me going somewhere today in any of the parks or out and about. Just throw it in the chat and we will get those up on the screen for you. Here's my deal. Once this is gone at the Magic Kingdom, it is other than to I'll go back, I'll report, I will show what it's like with the fences up for the channel. And then as a guest park goer who likes going to theme parks, I will not be going to Magic Kingdom for a long time. There is very much nothing there to attract me anymore when Epic Universe exists, when Universal exists. There's so much more fun things to do at Islands of Adventure, so many more fun things to do at Universal and Epic Universe. And the charm of the Magic Kingdom and the history that you can use to teach American history to your kids, it's gone. They're blowing it up. They're destroying America is what they're doing. This is what I don't like about it. They're doing it on purpose. The purpose is not because they want to put Piston Peak and cars up and they think that IP is going to do a whole lot better. No, they're doing it because they hate America. The country that gave Bob Iger the opportunity to go from freaking little old weatherman on some local ABC channel 40, 50 years ago to the CEO of what once was the greatest entertainment company of all time, and clearly now is not because of his leadership. That country he hates. And it's disgusting. It is disgusting that they hate America. They hate American history. They hate the whole story of the frontier. These people are nuts out of their mind, and Walt Disney loved that stuff, and therefore I would say that Bob Iger hates Walt Disney. I'm not mincing words on the show right now, because I don't think there's any way around it. I think this is disgusting. I think it's beyond ill repute. This is horrible. It's horrible. It's horrifying. And I can only think that Jeff Valle and Josh D'Amaro are clearly on board with this disgusting decision. And I'm saying that because you could have easily rethemed. If you didn't like Tom Sawyer and that one particular story was somewhat problematic to you, there's so many other things that you could have done to make this fun and a fun part of American history on the frontier. They're eliminating the frontier. Cars never existed on the American frontier. They're eliminating the frontier because they don't like that America started by a group of freedom fighters who were rebels against their own country, but also had to, make America a place where they could live their own lives. And they find the history problematic. Well, guess what? History is history. If that was problematic, geez, what do you think of Alexander the Great? Come on. That's just the way in history conquering was done. It's not done like that now, and that's fine. But America was born as a place for where now, because of what happened back then, regardless of how it happened, we have amazing freedoms. We don't have to say that everything was done in the past perfectly. We don't have to say that it was perfectly right. What we do have to say is that it resulted in the greatest place in history where we all have opportunities to do things that we couldn't do anywhere else in the world. And I apologize. I know some people are watching from outside of the United States, and you know, that's fine too. I've lived other places, and I've enjoyed the other places that I've lived, but there's just nowhere like the United States of America. Even in its dour times, we always continue to be able to have the hope that we can make this country a great country again. And that's what's fantastic about it. But what is great to me about this country is all of you watching out there, the greatest audience on YouTube. Before we get going, unfortunately, we did not make the goal today, so that means I won't be going live in the parks later today. That's fine. But we did have 3 super chats, or 2 super chats and a member milestone that did come in. Andy W coming in with the $4.99 to get the party started. The Stuttering Guitars left us 2. We appreciate that. And of course, Mr. Fulton Raz with his 4-month member milestone chat. We appreciate all of the support that we get, and we thank you. And for that, we got to throw down a celebration of who we're going to next, and that's our good friend, the Culture Bear. Oh yeah, Jessica was saying, for me it's the amount of alcohol. Oh my gosh, it's just that's a whole nother story. But yeah, absolutely. Jessica Lynn, Original Studios. Bob's Bars. It's yeah, it's just not the Disney that it once was. It's so sad. A is for Arlene Navo. Good to see you in the chat. I'm pretty sure that's Arlene Navo. And yeah, what does it say? Justin says they'll keep the Hall of Presidents closed until Trump is out of office one way or another. We'll see. I hope they don't. It would be sad if they did, for sure. Oh, my beautiful wife has popped in. I love you, baby. Good morning. And yes, indeed. And she made it in time for Culture Bear. That's right. Speaking of which, we are going to send you over to Culture Bear right now. We have more coming up on the channel. I'll be back at 11 on That Park Place. So this goes over to Culture, right over to That Park Place, Extra Morning Magic Hours, and we will see you there. And of course, check out all of the other things coming out on the channel. We typically will release our videos at 5:45 p.m. And we got a really good report coming out on Snow White. I'm working on the editing of it now because it involves not only this channel, but also the Pro channel. Will be both of those things will be in there. And until next time, thank you so much for coming in today, guys. We love you all so much, and we will, in fact, see you real soon. Have a great weekend, everybody. Bye, everybody. Ciao.